I've really been looking forward to this game, and now that it's finally out of early access and in full release status, I can give it a fair shake. The original Contractors dropped over half a decade ago, and this is a Battle Royale title that has built well upon the success of its predecessor. This is Amalgam VR, and this game might not be everything it's hyped up to be, but it's still a great game. Let's dive right into this review of Contractors Showdown, and let's start with the mechanics. First off, let's talk about the guns. They feel incredible to hold and use just like in the first Contractors game. As expected, in any FPS, the guns work as intended, putting shots on target with predictable accuracy. Something that really stands out is that the guns all have unique functionality. Different weapons have different reloading and chambering styles. Some weapons will let you eject the magazine with the push of a button, some won't, and some will let you knock the empty magazine out of the way with the new magazine. The original Contractors had this, and it's nice to see this carryover. As for this being a Battle Royale title, the mechanics reflect this genre perfectly. You can drop in solo or as a 3-person squad. I like the idea of squads, so I pretty much stuck to that, but let me know which one you prefer down in the comments. I'm genuinely curious as to which format people actually prefer. Feel free to drop a like and a sub too while you're down there. But I digress. You pick a spot, you jump off the plane, and you get to looting and shooting. There are different vendors you can activate spread around the field that will give you access to everything from weapon attachments to the ability to revive teammates. One thing I do want to call attention to that I noticed a lot of videos either glossing over or flat out not mentioning is the inconsistency with early game pickups. Odd angles and odd placements will make it difficult if not impossible to loot certain things, which can have a noticeable impact on your experience, especially if you drop into a hotspot surrounded by other players. The good news is this is the only bug I've consistently run into, and minus short bursts of frustration, it doesn't take away from the fun. Now let's talk about the theme, because true to the genre and even truer to its own legacy, Contractors Showdown brings that same gritty mercenary feel to the Battle Royale genre. The essence of a Battle Royale game is tactical survival, but it's the way this game handles this theme that makes it stand out. There is no story, but you don't need one in a game like this. Just like in the first title, you have a base outside of the matches to mess around with your skins and get some target practice in, which I think is a great carryover. There isn't really any depth to the theme because this is definitely a gameplay focused title, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Alright, it goes without saying that I'm going to talk about the guns first, because I'm a sucker for good looking weapons in any game. These firearms look and feel top tier. These guns look so good, in fact, you'd swear this game's whole budget went into the guns. Each one is rendered with such unique detail that you can almost smell the gunpowder on them. They are, without a doubt, the visual stars of the show here. Once we take a step back and look around though, we can see why the guns look so good because I think they ran out of budget. The static elements like buildings and other structures aren't anything you want to look at for too long. Even cranking up your graphics to max, which is always my first move, will leave you wishing for an upgrade here. It's like opening up a goodie bag from your grandparents and getting a bunch of those nasty stale peppermint candies alongside those awesome strawberry ones that I just recently learned are called strawberry bonbons. You learn something new every day, and I really need to stop getting sidetracked writing these scripts. Anyway, the amount of visual flaws had surprisingly little effect on my experience with this game, and that includes the weird depth of field problems around your hands and different in-game menus. Now, one of the features I love most about VR is your ability to immerse yourself into the game with simple physical movements, and that carries over well into Contractors Showdown. From ducking bullets to hand gestures, you can do it all, and it really does work well in this game, especially when you can't figure out why your comms aren't working. We'll talk a bit more about that in the audio section. But the guns? Yeah, we're going back to the guns because everything about these are flat out immersive. Every gun in this game comes with its own set of reload animations and sounds. And let me tell you, this is as realistic as it gets for VR, at least when you factor out the gun cleaning seen in games like Into the Radius. Speaking of which, you should subscribe because I'm definitely reviewing the second one when it drops later this year, and I'd hate for you to miss that one. It'll probably feel the same as missing your targets in this game, which is also pretty immersive. Just as immersive as dying because you forgot that parachutes take 2 hands, or forgetting that ammunition is not an unlimited resource and failing a 3v1 because of it. But yeah, this game is very immersive. Now let's talk about the options available to you, and actually I'm going to call this segment options instead of motion aids going forward. Amongst other things, this game gives you options for both physical and virtual gun stock support. I had to do some digging because if you're like me, the first thing you thought to yourself was, what is a virtual gun stock? Essentially, when you shoulder your gun in-game, the gun does a better job behaving more realistically. That's just a roundabout way of saying your gun becomes more stable, which might sound OP, but remember, this option is available to everyone, so take that as you will. Gun stocks aside, this game has auto run, which I have to say is a very nice to have in this game. Holding down the left joystick to sprint kinda hurts my thumbs, and this is an easy solution to that problem. Other than that, you have all your standard motion aids like snap and smooth turning, but no teleport since that would be weird in an FPS like this. You shouldn't have any difficulty adjusting these settings to suit your personal comfort level in VR, with the exception of movement because, again, no teleport. Now let's shift gears and talk about the audio quality of this game. The development team did a great job and really put their best foot forward with the sound quality here. The gunfire and bullets sound nice and crispy just like in the original Contractors, alongside those beautiful gun sounds. There are definitely some misses though, notably when it comes to explosions. The airstrikes feel a bit too much like fireworks, but explosions are notoriously difficult to nail down. Don't think I've forgotten about the mic problems mentioned earlier. It's weird how this game doesn't save your default settings. If you hop back in and forget to change them before each match, you might find yourself thinking you've got mic problems. That totally didn't happen to me or anything. All in all, the combination of ambient noises like footsteps, parachutes, nature, and distant gunfire all play well together, resulting in an experience that isn't dampened by the audio. Alright, now let's take a look at the scoreboard and get a general perspective of how this game stacks up in 2024. Mechanics gets a 4 out of 6. For the most part, this game feels amazing, and minus the rare visual bugs and problems grabbing loot early game, this game plays well. Theme gets a 5 out of 6 because Contractors Showdown stays true to the feel of mercenary gameplay. Even without a story, you feel like a contractor, just like in the original game. Immersion gets a 5 out of 6. The diverse and realistic reload mechanics, detailed weapon interactions, and immersive ambient noises really shine here. You can even see your bullets being chambered, a growing trend in VR FPS that always adds to the immersion. Motion aids / options gets a 4 out of 6. This game offers a variety of motion options and supports both physical and gun stock adjustments. The auto run feature is particularly appreciated for reducing physical strain during extended play. Visual quality gets a 3 out of 6. While the firearms are well rendered, the visual elements like buildings and terrain look like we're back in pre-COVID times. Audio quality gets a 4 out of 6. The guns and ambient noises sound good, but this game, like many before it, suffers from explosions that lack that oomph. Overall though, the sound experience won't leave you disappointed. As for the overall score, this game delivers a great experience from lobby to the end of the match. I keep dying though, so this game sucks and I'm putting it in F tier. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to I'm joking. This game is actually very fun, well executed, and has earned an overall score of 5 out of 6. I'll probably be playing this one a lot in my spare time, and I look forward to the developers working out the minor bugs. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Your support is, as usual, much appreciated. Give this video a like if you're optimistic about the future of VR. Subscribe so you don't miss out on loads of VR content coming your way, and until next time, stay immersed.